Hey everybody, and welcome back to the for loop. And I am in a pretty good mood, so we're gonna make some more tutorials. And one thing that I noticed when I was looking back over this after our last tutorial is we added this J level, but it wasn't showing up. And I think that's just because there's no text in it. So I'm gonna try putting some text and see if that works. Run it. Okay, yeah. So there it is. It's there. It was just hiding. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that there for now. And what I'd really like to get to is putting some functionality to our calculator now. So I'm going to go down here and change this make button function a little bit. And I'm going to change it first by making a new button equals new J. Okay, there we go. Now instead of this, I can just put BTN for button. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to add a little functionality to the button. And the first thing we want to do is we want to, right now when you click the buttons, nothing happens. But this next function called add action listener it puts a little listener on the button, and then it tells you when you click on it or when something happens to the button. And the default action listener for a button is click. So this is actually referring to the click event on the button. And you can add action listeners to different things. You can add them to like text boxes and I think labels, maybe layouts. And they all have different types of listeners. And so, but just add action listener on a button. The default one is click. So this one kind of goes to your default one, I think. And so what we need to do here is add action listener, and we're just going to say this, and this is going to break. It's going to give me some red lines, but that's okay. We're going to fix them. So when you say add action listener, it's going to say I need a certain function, and that function is called, I believe it's called action performed. And I think, are going to, crud. Click. Void. I think this is a void function here. Anyways, we need to, by saying this, we're saying the context of our action listener is in this class. And you can actually put your action performed function inside this, and you can just say, let me think here. I think you can do something along these lines. Let's see what it says. Yeah, okay, it's saying that there's a duplicate method, so it's going to give me some errors. But anyways, this is called an anonymous class, and you can see how we put these curly brackets around it. So we're just creating like a tiny little class right here just to hold the action performed. And this is a really common way to use your action listeners, because with each button you want a different kind of action listener. And so you'll see that it's pretty common to make those anonymous little classes for action listeners. But in this case, I want to do something special and use this. So this class is the context that the action listener is in. So we have to do something up here to tell the computer that this class can handle action listeners, which essentially means this class has an action performed function, is all it means. We're going to say implements action listener. Come on. We got to import it. There we go. What's it say? Okay. So there's the action listener. And it's saying typecalc must implement the inherited abstract method actionListener.actionPerformed. Okay, so I just misspelled this, action performed. And then this takes, you can look up here, this takes an action event, so as an argument. There we go. And we're probably going to have to implement this guy, or import this guy. It's java.awt.event. So you can see right here, it's java.awt.event is the import. And you can see up here, we've already got java.awt.event.actionListener. So we're just going to change this to star, and we're going to include all those. So that should also encompass this action event. And it says I can't make it private, so we'll make it public to make it happy for now. Okay. Alright, I think we've finally made it here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to say system.out.println don't click me. And you can see how I'm using this for like a log. So when we click a button, it should give us that console log. So we'll see here. Hopefully we did it right. So we click the 0, don't click me. We click the 1, don't click me. 6, don't click me. C, don't click me. Blah, blah, blah. All the buttons have that. And you can see, because we use this make button function for all of our buttons, so each button is going to have this action listener on it.